Hello, there, mates. Misha Gamer here. Thank you for checking into this next episode. Sorry, I had such a habit. Thank you for checking into this video. Just releasing this to kind of update on what's been going on. Sorry for dropping off the face of the earth for a bit. I got really frustrated with The Last of Us 2, and I just kind of stopped playing video games in general. Legit, the only game that I've played recently has been Skyrim. So just got to the end of it, and the story was just it was not to my liking. I've seen people get kind of thrown under the bus for having that opinion, especially by the game developers, which is kind of shocking because I feel like you'd have to know that your story was going to be very divisive. So I don't really understand why they're getting upset of all people, but I game developers do seem to be a little sensitive when it comes to these sorts of things, so I guess I shouldn't be too surprised. And if you are one of those people who is fully willing to throw someone under the bus for not liking The Last of Us 2, I put 30 hours into this game. I was pretty close to finishing it, honestly. I think I only have about 30 to 40 minutes of gameplay left, if that. But I don't know. I got to a part where it just felt like the story was starting to get out of hand for me. And I was like, nah, I need to see how this ends before I get to it. So I looked up the ending, and it just didn't it didn't do anything for me. I mean, it made me angry that someone thought that this was a good ending. But personally, I just don't really care for it. I tried really hard to go back and be like, maybe I'm just being too reactive. Maybe I'm just upset because I wanted Ellie to have a good ending. And then I just kind of came to the realization that, you know, that wasn't it. Ellie could have died at the end of the game, and I would have been okay with that. I just felt like it was such a forced ending, and it seemed all of the characters just started acting out of character to me. Now, these are their characters. I assume that they would know them better than me, but for me playing the game, everyone just started acting kind of out of character. I didn't really feel like it matched. If you like the game, if you like the way that it ended, if it was a year like this is definitely game of the year, I am happy for you. I wish I could feel that way. I wanted so badly to feel that way, but I just can't. I envy you. I am jealous. I wish I could like it like you, but I probably won't finish it right now. I don't really think I would give a good reaction to it. I think that I don't really think it would be interesting to watch how I react to the end of the game. Not that having a good reaction is like the best thing, but I don't really think it's good content, basically. So one day eventually I will finish the game and record it out and upload it, but by that time I'm sure Naughty Dog will probably have moved on to greener pastures. To give you an example, Naruto pretty much had this same storyline, kinda, where one person goes, but it's kind of flipped. It's the same essentially. But the thing is, and I don't want to spoil the game, so I can't really explain why these two things correlate. I love Naruto. I did not watch it for years after it ended because that ending just made no sense to me. It doesn't make any sense in The Last of Us. I will say that the character development was better in The Last of Us than it was in Naruto for it to try to go for that same ending. But it just needed a lot more if that's what they were gonna do. It needed, for me, it just needed more character development. That the time skip that they took at the end should have been development time, and I don't know. I just it just felt out of character. All of the characters felt out of character to me towards the end of the game. So it took me years to be like, okay, I don't really care anymore, so I'll continue to watch. But uh if it's the same with The Last of Us, it'll probably be years before I finish it. Or a year. Or at least 6 months at the shortest. So I wouldn't expect the end of it soon. I really hate to say that because I hate leaving a series unfinished, but it's just not doing it for me. In other news, your girl don't got fired. Yeah, I got fired from my day job, so I'm planning on just kind of leaning into this until I find a new job, or if this somehow manages to take off. Both would be welcome. I'm kind of doubting that the first will happen because it is COVID-19 out here, and so jobs ain't too plentiful. The reason I got fired, as I'm told, is that the training wasn't going as swiftly as they had hoped. Personally, I felt like that situation could have been handled a lot better. The person who fired me didn't even pull me aside. They just kind of came into the room, and granted, there was only one other person in the room to hear, and he's kind of also a boss. But I just really would have appreciated being taken outside, or at least have a position where I could leave easily if I wanted to. And even that was kind of taken away from me because he went back into the next room and then proceeded to tell everyone that he had just fired me. Those probably weren't his exact words. I couldn't hear what he said. But then they all started trying to come over. Well, not all of them. Only one person did, and I appreciate it. It was a really nice gesture, but I just really did not feel like talking to anyone. And just kind of even realizing that he had went over and told everyone that he had fired me just kind of felt really humiliating. And getting fired in itself is already kind of humiliating. So yeah, it was not a good experience. And then the conversation itself, and I guess firing anyone is never really a good conversation, but I just really would have rather had this short and simple. We're letting you go because XYZ. Please continue on in your endeavors. But then he had to go on and how he liked me as a person, which was kind of probably sounding mean here, but at that moment, I really don't care. And then he was like, because I said okay, and my voice cracked annoyingly enough. And he was like, to just gather yourself, which I found really annoying as well. I really don't need you to tell me that, but thanks. And then he's like, you have to worry about coming into work tomorrow. Oh, really? I would not have gathered from you telling me that you're gonna have to let me go, which is just the PC way of saying that you're fired. That I would not have to come into work tomorrow. But thank you for clarifying that. I was really wondering hard about whether or not I needed to come into work tomorrow, despite the fact that you were letting me go. And so, I don't know. It just could have been handled better. And I wish they had been more upfront to begin with. And I kind of felt like they were trying to replace me anyway, because they had hired a new guy. And in my experience with them, usually when they hire on someone, they fire someone. So kind of gave them the opportunity to be like, hey, are you thinking about letting me go? And it was like, oh no, if you can improve yourself, blah blah blah. And it was just like, you just could have said yes. I'm not saying that they lied intentionally, but from where I'm sitting, it does kind of seem like you lied. That all to say, I will be doing more YouTube stuff. I am a little angry, but just because I don't feel like it was handled well at all. But it is what it is. They're in a whole nother city from me, so it's not really like I'll see them much anyway. And yeah, until I find another job, or if this becomes a paying job, I will be uploading here more often, more frequently, and hopefully I can work out some new ideas and some fun things. But if anyone from there happens to watch this video, not downing you guys at all, I really appreciate the people that did try to talk to me. I just didn't really feel like talking. Sorry if I came off kind of standoffish. And the big guy watches this video, not trying to be mean, just didn't feel like you handled it very well. Anyway, that's it for that. I'm probably gonna start streaming on Twitch more regularly as well. So far I've just been doing kind of trophy hunts. I was gonna do The Last of Us 2, but I don't believe in trophy hunting for a game that I haven't beat, so I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do about that in that department. But I'm sure I'll find another game, so it won't be too bad. I'm thinking about starting up streams around 3, but I'll leave a comment or post something in the description with a more concrete time. I didn't really think of a time that I wanted to go with before I started the video, which I probably should have. But look to the comment or description or both. I'll probably put them in both places just to kind of make sure that you guys see it. So come join me there if you want. And that's gonna be it. I'll see you guys later.